What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Once again, back here with another elimination rebuild, and I believe this is our last one from the round one teams that were eliminated. Of course, the last one being the Houston Rockets. One thing to take away from this is the Rockets have a very bright future, and there's a possibility they acquire a star this offseason. So let's just go ahead, jump in, and do a Houston Rockets elimination rebuild after they have been eliminated in round one to the Golden State Warriors, where they almost came back from 3-1. So a lot of credit goes to the Rockets based off the season they just had. Let's also not forget that they were probably projected to be like a play-in team by most people, and they ended up being the second seed in the West. So shout out to the Rockets again. But before we get in this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 50,000 subs, and it's a great day to hit that subscribe button because it's actually my birthday today. So yeah, if you want to give me, I guess, a birthday present, drop a like or subscribe. Turning 26 today, man. Pretty crazy. I'm recording this on the 6th. You guys won't see this until Wednesday on the 7th, which is indeed my birthday. So we won't know what happens in Minnesota Golden State. Obviously, a couple crazy games last night between Oklahoma City and Denver. All the lower seeds won game one so far. So will that remain the same in Minnesota and Golden State? We shall see. But with that all being said, let's take a look at the Houston Rockets. So obviously they have a young ascending star in Amin Thompson. And the main thing Amin Thompson needs to add to his game is obviously a shot, just like Asar. If those two can shoot, which was the flaw going into the draft, if they can ever develop a consistent jump shot from three or just anywhere on the court, they are going to be extremely dangerous. We have Alperen Şengün, who's a damn good center. Jalen Green, who had one good game in the playoffs, unfortunately. So there's going to be a lot of conversation about him this offseason. Brooks, Tari Eason. Obviously, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I believe the Rockets have the best young core in the NBA, so they are going to have plenty of ammunition to do whatever they want this offseason. Now, I did just do a Bucks rebuild where I traded Giannis to Houston. I'm not going to be doing that today because I would probably do that for a later video, like its own theme in itself. I want to do whatever trade we do legit, because if I'm going to trade for Giannis, I have to override it, obviously. I can't just... I mean, maybe I can make it happen, but odds are I'd have to trade pretty much everything, and I don't want to do that. So Knicks and Wolves are in the finals, and the Knicks go on to win the championship. So shout out to the Knicks. Okay, so retirements, we got Jeff Green retiring in Houston, but that's about it. So one thing we do have is we have the Suns pick this offseason. So this is also going to determine a lot, because if this pick jumps up into the top 3, then we can't trade it. But if it's like a 10th, 11th pick or something along the lines of that, then more than likely we will trade it. So it's a 4% chance to get number 1. So let's go see if we get lucky, and we do not. So we're going to have number 10, which is fine. And then you got Jazz with 1, Raptors 2, Pelicans 3. So I think, in fact, we will trade for a star this offseason. And I kind of know where I want to go with this. So you guys might be, you probably can know where I'm going with this too. Maybe you don't. But Ime Udoka obviously is the head coach. That will remain the same. So let's head over to draft night and let's make the trade that I am thinking about. So Woj told us when it first happened, when they traded for those Suns picks, they wanted Kevin Durant, and I think that's what I'm going to trade for. I've done a video where I've traded for Devin Booker before on Houston, and I just got him in the Magic video as well. Again, Giannis Antetokounmpo is someone that would be cool for Houston too if they could pull it off, but I want to do my trade legit, so I think Durant is going to be easily gettable. I think the Suns are usually selling anyway. So yeah, they're selling right now. Durant's expiring. So him being as old as he is. Now, if we trade for Durant, I am going to push his peak end age up. So he has some shelf life on this team because he's a damn good player still. But Durant is going to be the move here. So that is what I want to make happen before we jump into this draft. I think Durant would fit extremely well on this team. The one thing that is a concern, obviously, is his age compared to the rest of the group. But this team wants to win now, and Durant would help them with that. So that is what we're going to try to do. Let's go build a trade out for Kevin Durant and see if we can pull something off with them. So I'm kind of hoping this would be enough where it's just Jalen Green, Reed Shepherd, and their picks back. Now, it may require like another young player in here as well. So we could get, I guess Nate Williams isn't anything. So maybe like a Whitmore in here or something like that. But I think this would be like Durant with how old he is. I do think this could be a serviceable package. So their picks back and then Reed Shepherd, and then they can maybe get like another pick on top of that. So let's give them like a future 2029 pick or something like that. So they do agree. So we get Kevin Durant on the team. He is now going to be a Houston Rocket. So that was pretty easy, as I mentioned. So Durant's going to fit extremely well on this team, like I mentioned. So we're going to move Durant's peak end age up to where he actually will not regress so much. I know he's not going to play till he's 41 more than likely, but still it reduces him from ever regressing on us, and I want him to have some shelf life in this video. So Durant, Amin Thompson, which will move Amin Thompson probably to like point guard or something. We're gonna have to see. So let's go take a look at the NBA draft. We obviously no longer have a pick anymore because we traded for Kevin Durant. So let's go to player options. So we got Amin Thompson, we have Tari Eason, we have Jabari, and then Fred VanVleet's $45 million team option is very interesting. So here's the thing. I want to keep Fred VanVleet on the team, Wichita State kid, where I'm from, which is awesome. But I don't know if I want to pay him $45 million. And I wonder if the Houston Rockets and him will have a conversation about that. So I'm going to decline it, but the hope is to still re-sign him. Whitmore and then Aaron Holiday will decline, or sorry, we'll decline Holiday. We'll keep Whitmore. And yeah, so we'll keep these guys on the team. And we got David Roddy, Dante, and Jack. So I'm not going to worry about David Roddy as much. But let's take a look into free agency. So Fred VanVleet should be re-signable, I think. If I'm not mistaken, he usually is. So yeah, if we can get him for less money. Now, would Fred VanVleet feel disrespected if the Rockets declined $42 million and then he only got like 13? I would have to imagine so. So I don't really know how that would go. But there is still a hope that I will re-sign him. Because obviously we need to move Amin Thompson to point guard, I think, which is what I want to do. And then Brooks will remain at the 3. And we'll figure it out. So let me give Fred VanVleet his contract. So I'm going to give him a 3-year deal around $12 million. Like something like that. So he gets long-term salary, so that will be good to keep him around. So we'll keep Fred VanVleet, which is what I wanted. Fred VanVleet's going to remain on the team, and we do have the money to sign another good player as well. But before I do that, I want to change this rotation around a little bit so we kind of know exactly what we need. So now I've changed things the way I want them to be, where Amin's moved to point guard. Fred VanVleet's going to be backing him up this year. Cameron Whitmore is at the 2 guard. I prefer if Cameron Whitmore didn't start, but I guess we'll see. And then we have Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks. Although you could start Eason and Brooks together, we'll see. Durant and Jabari, and then Şengün and Jock Landale. Obviously, we traded our starting shooting guard away, which was Jalen Green. I don't love Landale as our backup 5. Oh, I forgot about Steven Adams, which he was a big part of what they did. So I'd like to keep him as well. So let's give him, hopefully, a minimum deal. Forgot about Steven Adams. So he'll be our backup center, because obviously they liked him a lot. So we'll keep him around. And then shooting guard, if we can get like a Gary Trent on this team, I do think that'd be nice, because he'd be a nice floor spacer. Just had a really good run in the playoffs for Milwaukee. Fortunately, that game he had was wasted because of the brutal turnovers. But I'm going to give Gary Trent a 2-year deal as well to maybe be a body here. So Trent and Adams, hopefully Adams. Yes, Adams will sign too. Okay, so that's all great. So that is going to be our offseason. So the main attraction, of course, is in fact Kevin Durant added to this team. So it should be a ton of fun. So let's go look at player progression and let's see what we got going on. And not to mention, should have said this earlier, but Durant is reunited with his coach Ime Udoka, which is why we wanted him on the team. So Amin Thompson's up to a 90, Şengün 88, 85 Jabari, 85 Tari Eason, 81 Whitmore, 80 Gary Trent, and Fred VanVleet is down to a 78, which is why I was not in the business of trying to pay him $45 million. Although what the Rockets could do, they could accept that team option and then have that big contract as a tradable contract. Maybe they could do that as well. So that is also an option. But let's take a look at next season and we'll go see what this team is looking like going into year number 1. The power rank does list us 6th overall, which is fantastic. We're 4-star balanced with this rotation currently, so we can rock with that. But here is what it's looking like as far as the starting 5. We'll shrink the bench utilization down, and then 10-man bench depth is probably going to be what we need to run, because I'm also going to put Steven Adams in over Landale, because again, Adams was a big part of what the Rockets did this last year. So with that big lineup they like to run. But let's take a look to see the starters. So, and then the shots ensued as well. So Durant's is obviously pretty high, which is what we want. Amin Thompson's I'd prefer to be a little bit higher too. So we're going to push Amin Thompson's up to like a 75-ish or something like that. And Şengün's can still be an 84 as well. And then Cameron Whitmore, we can reduce quite a bit. I mean, I know I want him to be good, but I would prefer if, you know, Amin Thompson, Şengün, and Durant are getting the majority of the shots. So I may even go 80 to Amin Thompson and go this up a little bit higher. Okay, so we'll rock with that, and we'll see how this goes. So hopefully Durant makes us a legitimate contender in the West. Just made the playoffs last year. We were the 2nd seed. So does Durant help us, or does he hurt us? We shall find out. And of course, we might have to, you know, talk about him in extension. But right now, he is saying he's going to test free agency. So let's see if there's any. Does it say anything? Recent games? No, there is a. Where is that? Okay, there it is. My agent and I agree that it would be best for me to see what I can get in free agency this off season. So his loyalty is somewhat loyal, which we know is not true. Just kidding. You know, I've forgiven Durant for what he did back then, but it was still, you know, still everyone hated the move. Obviously, he ruined our July 4th. But all right, let's simulate this season. Hopefully, this team does as well as we expect them to, and we'll be a contender in this Western Conference. I don't anticipate stopping the trade deadline, but if I do, of course, I'll show you what we're doing. So at the end of the season, Shea wins MVP, Flaggers Rookie of the Year in Utah, Anthony Sixth Man in Portland, Giannis Defensive Player, Amin Most Improved, averaging 19, 8, and 7, and his 3-point percentage went up as well at 31%, so we love that. Steph Clutch Player, Tom Thibodeau Coach of the Year, and Staples is your executive. So we didn't quite have the season I wanted, but we're still a playoff team nonetheless. So Amin makes all be a second team out of the gate, and I assume all defensive team will be showing here in just a second as well. Durant does not make it, which does suck, but all defensive first team and all defensive second team, we do get Amin Thompson making it as well, which is great. And then all rookie first team and all rookie second team. Obviously, we ended up trading our rookie away. Phoenix got VJ Edgecombe. Wow, that's a damn good pick at 10. So if they were trading Devin Booker away, they'd have kind of a nice reset going. Jalen Green, Edgecombe, Reed Shepard. So that could be fun. But we are the 5th seed. I went to the East for whatever reason, but we're in the 5th seed in the West. We get the battle of the 2 Texas teams in round 1. So here were your player stats. So you had 24 from Durant, 20 from Amin Thompson, 15 and 8 from Şengün, 12 from Jabari, 12 from Gary Trent, 11 from Brooks, 10 from Tari Eason, and 9 from Whitmore, 5 from Fred VanVleet. Now, I thought about starting the deadline because Jabari and Tari Eason are going to have to be re-signed this summer. So I don't really know how expensive things are going to get. I'm starting to believe that free agency might be best for me. What is, I guess, well, not Şengün because he's locked up, obviously. What is Tari Eason feeling right now? His mom's been, tweeting some crazy stuff. I've not made up my mind, but both my agent and I agree that re-signing the Rockets would be a good career move. So I would like to keep Tari Eason around, but we'll see how it goes. We get to play San Antonio in round 1. We got bounced last year in round 1, so we're hoping to advance this year, obviously. So let's take a look to see if we can do just that. So they want to start Whitmore, which I'm not opposed to. We'll also go 9-man rotation in the playoffs, so it does kick out Steven Adams, which does suck. But his overall is to a point where I think it's probably for the better anyway. All right, so let's see if we can take down our fellow Texas team. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 is going to go to us as well. We beat them really badly in game 3, but it's a tied series. So we are in a 2-2 series. So let's go ahead and simcast game 5, and let's see if we can't take out the San Antonio Spurs to take a 3-2 lead on their home floor. We can go back home, but they take the lead back. Can we ever? Nope, they're going to take this one, it looks like. So we are going to lose game 5. So now we're back home in H-Town. So they want to give Gary Trent the starting spot again. Okay. Game 6 in Houston to force a game 7 back to San Antonio. Got the lead right now, but can we keep it? They take it. We can maybe get it back. No, I don't think we will. We're going to go home to San Antonio round 1, so that definitely sucks. So obviously, if there was one spot to upgrade, it would be the shooting guard spot probably. Or we could think about maybe starting Eason and Jabari in the starting 5. That could be something to think about as well. So maybe give us those guys, because if we pay them, then obviously they could, make sense in the starting 5. We'll see, though. We'll see. So we lose San Antonio in the first round, which is really disappointing. But we got Knicks and Wolves, and the Wolves go on to win it all. Anthony Edwards is your finals MVP. LeBron's calling it. Al Horford's retiring. And then Jonas Valanciunas, Klay Thompson retiring as well, along with Patty Mills and James Johnson. All right, for the lottery, it says we have the Nets pick, I believe, which is not true. We should not have that pick. I think the Nets got that pick back in a trade. So the Thunder via the Clippers get number 1 overall, though. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, so we got to fix some draft picks. I'm pretty sure the Nets got their pick back from the trade. Don't know why 2K doesn't have it as such, but I guess I'll go double check. But I'm pretty confident that the Rockets do not have the Nets pick in 2026 anymore. But let's go take a look on draft night. I'll fix these draft picks, and we'll be ready to figure out what's next for this team. So now that the draft pick situation is fixed, we do have a couple second rounders, which I'm going to let the assistant GM take care of as we get JT Toppin and UL Hasselhoff, I guess. Player options, we got Sears, Cameron Whitmore. Obviously, we're going to accept Amin Thompson and Whitmore for sure. And then qualifying offers, Jabari, David Roddy, and Tari Eason are free agents. So obviously, we knew Tari Eason and Jabari would be free agents this offseason. Definitely curious to see how much they're going to be asking for, because that's going to... Ooh, wait. Oh, that's Durant. Never mind. I was about to say, someone's asked for a lot of money. So Durant does often go to LA, I've noticed, but obviously today we don't want that to happen. So we're going to give him a 3-year deal worth as much as we can give him, I guess, because we want to keep him around for this video. And we should probably... So we do land him back, which is nice. And we're going to take the decisions of Jabari and Tari Eason as far as possible, I think. So, whoops, Tari Eason is getting an offer sheet. So... it's a little more than I want to pay the guy, but I don't want to let him walk for nothing, so I am going to match it. So Tari Eason will be matched, and we'll bring him back. He might start for us this year. So how much was that exactly? I believe that was around 90 or 30 million a year. Damn, it was. That's, oh gosh, dude. I don't know why Chicago was in the business of paying Tari Eason that much. I don't think he'd get that much in real life, but maybe he does. But I wanted to keep him. I didn't want to lose him for nothing, basically. So Amin Thompson is going to have to be paid next year, so this team's going to get really expensive. Thankfully, Brooks will be off the books. And then Trent will be off, Lando will be off, so then Fred VanVleet can maybe get off his contract as well. So at least we'll have that, and we'll be saving money some places. But I do want to upgrade this 2-guard spot, although Whitmore might be good enough to eventually get there unless we want to, I don't know. We'll see. Whitmore might, although like I said, I might start Easton and Jabari. I forgot about that too. But we need a legit backup 5, I think. So that is kind of my next idea, is we're going to resign Jabari still, but we need to get a legitimate backup center in here. I do think that's going to be our next move. So let's go trade for a legitimate backup center on this team. So I'm hoping to land another player that Ime Udoka is very familiar with Robert Williams being the target. Obviously, Robert Williams has the injury concerns, but we have the injuries off in 2K, so we don't have to worry about that today. So I am going to be willing to offer Fred VanVleet, and I guess let's say we take JT Toppin in here, who we just drafted, and let's say we do a, well, I mean, I would like not to trade a first for Robert Williams, I guess. Let's say we just do it to where it's like 2 seconds plus Fred VanVleet, JT Toppin 2 seconds for Robert Williams. The Wizards think they're a contender all of a sudden. I mean, maybe they made the playoffs last year. I'm not aware of it, but okay, they do agree. So it took us every single second round pick we had to trade. But the thing about Robert Williams is he's locked up long term, which is why I wanted him. So he'll be our backup 5 to backup Şengün. Jock Lando will be off the books completely next year, so that's why we're not worried about him too much. All right, and then Brooks will stay at the 3, and then we're gonna see how much Whitmore develops, and then we'll decide on him. But the main thing is now worrying about Jabari. So what is Jabari going to ultimately land in free agency? How much money is it going to be? I prefer to get it for as cheap as possible, like I usually do. We do have the money to sign another good player potentially. So it looks like we could maybe use a backup point guard. So I'll go see what day 12 is looking like for that too. So Jabari is going to sign, well, we'll see here in just a second. The backup point guard options, we got Smart. That's another guy that Ime Udoka once upon a time coached. So can I get Smart on the minimum maybe? So we'll sign him for some, some veteran presence or just a guy. So let's go hopefully 25 a year on Jabari. That would be my most ideal spot, but I don't know if he's going to accept that. So let's see. Yeah, he might. So we're going to get Jabari for, well, the Grizzlies are giving him an offer too. And we do get Jabari on that deal. So Jabari gets a long-term offer from us. Art's also going to sign a minimum, and just like that, Roddy's back as well. So we got Amin Thompson up to a 93, Durant stays at 93, Şengün, Easton, Jabari's up, Brooks is up, and Whitmore's up to an 83 overall as well. But I do think I might be going into the season with Jabari Smith starting and Tari Easton starting, because we paid them a lot of money. I'd prefer if they were not coming off the bench. That is going to be the plan, where Easton might start at the 2, Jabari might start at the 4, and Durant might slide to the 3. So, or we might do it the other way around. We'll see. So we'll have a very tall lineup in there. So very tall, actually, yeah, because Amin Thompson obviously 6'7" at point guard. So we could have played Amin Thompson at 3 as well, don't get me wrong, but I do like him at point guard, which is why I have him here. So he did pretty good last year in that position. But all right, let's go change this lineup the way we want to, and we'll take a look at the lineup going into year number 2. So Powering lands is second overall, which is a great sign, as we're a 4.5 balance, and we are in fact starting Jabari and Tari Easton now as well. So it's going to be Amin Thompson, Tari Easton, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, Şengün, Dylan Brooks, Whitmore, Robert Williams, and Gary Trent off the bench. So that leaves Smart and Landale out of the rotation, which is fine. So this looks like a damn good team, but we'll see if it works out that way. Durant shot intensity is super high like we want. Amin Thompson's is high, Şengün's is high, and then Tari Easton and Jabari are kind of where we want it to be as well. Whitmore is just fine off the bench for a guy who can come in and score. Trent, everything looks good. So I'm anticipating being a damn good team. We were the 5th seed last year. Hopefully we can get back to being like a top 3 seed in the West again. If we get the number 1 seed, that's even better. But I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. And hopefully this team does much better than we expect. But so far, things look okay. And we'll see if it continues to churn up a little bit as we're getting on a winning streak now. So hopefully we can go win a championship this year. So at the end of year 2, Jokic wins MVP, Boozer is your rookie of the year, Anthony is your 6-man women defensive player, Igor most improved, and Steph's your clutch player, and Kid is your coach of the year, and Powell is your executive. So here's All NBA first team, All NBA second. So we still get Amin Thompson making it, averaging 21 points per game this year, which is great. 3-point percentage isn't anything special, but 30% is much better than what it could be. I guess it does go down 0.1% or 0.01% or whatever, but all offensive second team and all rookie teams. Obviously, we didn't have any rookies playing for us, but we were once again the 5th seed out west, so same literally spot as last year. Very similar record as well, with 25 from Durant, 21 and 8 and 8 from Amin Thompson, 19 from Şengün, 13 from Whitmore, 11 from Jabari, 11 from Tari Easton, 10 from Brooks, 7 from Gary, and 5 from Robert Williams. So Let's see how this is about to go. Obviously, we're hoping to actually make the playoffs not actually make the playoffs this year, actually win a series this year. We've been in round 1 a couple times now, so it's time to hopefully go further than round 1. We do draw a tough matchup in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chet Holmgren had a brutal couple missed free throws last night. But game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to them. Game 3 is going to go to us. Game 4 is going to go to us. Can we finally get out of round 1? Or the Thunder going to come back from 3-1? We beat them in 6. We've finally gotten out of round 1 after 3 years of making it to round 1. I like to play Dallas or Denver, and it is going to be Dallas. So that went to 7. We get to play Kyrie and Anthony Davis. So we got Kyrie Irving, a young Will Riley, Najee Marshall, Anthony Davis, Lively, Gafford, Keldon Johnson, Max Christie, and Jaden Hardy. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us. So far, this is looking good. Can we sweep the Mavericks, or are we going to blow a 3-0 lead? Nope, not doing it. Not doing it, man. Not blowing 3-0 lead. Let's simcast game 6, and let's not do this, please. So we have the lead right now. Let's keep pressure on the gas, and we should be good. And we will win. 112 to 118. Okay, so we're in the conference finals, and we get to play Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. So obviously, Ty Jerome's a nice addition. They have Rudy Gobert, still Dillingham, DiVincenzo, Edwards, McDaniels, Bobby Portis. So here we go. Game 1 is going to go to Minnesota. Game 2, Edwards might be too good for us unless we even the series. And we do. So we're back in it. All right. We go up 3-2 here on the road in Minnesota. We got ourselves a close game, and we make it happen. It's going to go to them, I think. So they're going to win game 5. We got a very tough game 6 ahead of us, but man, are we in position to potentially get ourselves to the finals. We got the Bulls awaiting us, which I assume they got Luka because they always do. But all right, can we dig deep and force a game 7? Looks like, oh, wait a minute. No, we're not going to. So we're going to lose 131 to 109, but it's a huge step in the right direction. We made it to the conference finals, and the Bulls go on to win the championship. But yeah, again, like the fact that we made it to the conference finals is already a massive step in the right direction. So I'm very excited about that. But all right, let's get to this offseason. So there won't be much movement this offseason. The main thing we got to make sure is Durant didn't retire on us, obviously, because we need him. So Durant still here, not retired yet. So we need you to continue to be on this team. And we have a lottery pick from somebody, it looks like. So a pick swap, I believe, with the Nets. So they end up, yeah, so I guess we will get, we get the 14th pick. We get Brooklyn. Okay, I can take that. So am I not, I don't know if, maybe I'm not supposed to have this pick. I don't know. It's only the 14th pick, though, so no harm, no foul. If it was like a top pick, I might look into it a little bit more. But Ime Udoka, going to continue to be the head coach, obviously. Let's jump into draft night, and let's see what we got going on here on draft night. So on draft night, we have 14th, and that's it. So let's go see. We can get at 14. So we have Diop, which honestly could probably be a guy that plays for us right away. I believe he comes in with a pretty high overall, if I'm not mistaken. 74. Okay, so never mind. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. So Nate Williams is going to decline. And then obviously this is Ahmed Thompson's going to be paid. No doubt. Whitmore, though, we'll see. 13 points per game. I'd like to keep him. He's an 84 overall, but we'll see how much he's asking for. So Brooks is also free agent. So is, I guess, Roddy as well. But obviously Ahmed Thompson is going to get his deal right away. So let's just not even waste any time on that one. So we sign Ahmed Thompson. I don't think I'm bringing Brooks back, unfortunately. So Ahmed Thompson will be signed, and then we can renounce everybody else other than Whitmore, which I'm still deciding on. He wants, okay, we're right up against that apron, though. We're getting close to it anyway. So we pretty much have a starting 5, and then Diop's going to have to play right away, low-key, because our starting 5 is making so much money, man. So much money. Yeah, the Rockets would definitely manage their cap a little bit better than I have today, because maybe we shouldn't have matched Tari Easton's offer. I didn't mind resigning Jabari to as little as he wanted, but Tari Easton's contract was definitely a stretch. I won't lie to you. So it's going to be very, very tough to build out a bench. So we'll have to do our best, but we'll see what we can do. So, I mean, can we only sign minimums right now? I mean, it looks like we can sign a little bit more. So Whitmore might have to come back as qualifying offer this year. I'm not going to lie to you. So we're going to renounce pretty much everybody here other than Whitmore because we're not bringing any of these guys back. We're going to take this to day 12. Whitmore's going to have to come back as qualifying offer for this year because I can't really see myself giving him a lot of money. If someone gives him an offer sheet, we're not matching it, I don't think. Hopefully no one does, though. Looks like we're in the clear so far. So no one's given an offer sheet to this point. Okay, so I want to sign... So I have a backup 2 guard in Whitmore, but we obviously need, like, a backup point guard as well. So, like, Craig Porter, who's only 27. We have Jared Butler. Let's try to get somebody. Ryan Rollins. Can we get Ryan Rollins on a deal? 1 year, 5.8. Get Ryan Rollins, who's only 25, so that'll be nice. We'll sign him. And then we need a backup forward, I guess. So can we get Bay on a minimum? That'd be kind of nice. Maybe. No, it's close, but not quite. So Bay would be cool on a... Wiggins might be possible on a minimum, though. Maybe. Can we get there? I think we can. Wiggins would be nice on a minimum. We'll sign Wiggins to a minimum. So Wiggins, and then we'll try to sign one more guy if we can. Let's go Josh Green on him. Well, you have to. Let's try Josh Green on a minimum, and then we should be good. So Josh Green, let's see if we can get him on a small contract. Looks like we might be able to, maybe. Yes, okay, so we might be able to get these guys. So we're going to get Rollins, Wiggins, and Josh Green, and Whitmore on his qualifying offer. So that'll be nice. W. So the bench is still going to be solid. So Ryan Rollins up to a 79 as well, which is huge. Wiggins still a 79. Green did go down, which I'm quite surprised by, but all good. So obviously we're very top heavy. Our bench is just okay. It's nothing special, but we need Durant and Ahmed Thompson to be the guys that lead us, and Şengün, not to mention. So let's go into year 3. Feeling pretty confident about what's going to happen. We just made it to the conference finals, so let's go see if in year 3 we can put it all together and potentially make it into the finals and win that championship. So Power Rank lists us 3rd overall, and here is your proficiency. So it's still 4.5, which is great. And here is what it's looking like. So Ahmed Thompson, Eason, Durant, Jabari, Şengün, with Whitmore off the bench, Robert Williams, Wiggins, and Ryan Rollins. Of course, we'll run down my rotation as well. So this is looking good. Despite the fact that it looked like we were going to have no bench, we still have a decent bench. So Şengün and Ahmed Thompson shots in C are both pretty high, but I want Ahmed Thompson to be the guy that's the second scorer. So we'll do something like that. We'll maybe move Şengün's down a little bit more. But yeah, Ahmed Thompson, Durant, I want to be the guy. So we'll see if it works out like that. We'll simulate this 3rd season. Just made it to the conference finals. So hopefully we're able to get farther than that this time around, as we're off to a great start so far. So Luka is going to win an MVP for the Chicago Bulls. Isaiah Harwell, Rookie of the Year. 6th man goes to Josh Giddey in Memphis. Wemby Defensive Player. Most improved goes to Derek Queen, 12 and 9. Jokic is your clutch player. And Kidd is your Coach of the Year. And Hobson is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team. You got Ahmed Thompson making All-NBA first team, averaging 23 points per game. So the 3-point shot has never come along, but it is what it is. We're just going to have to take it for what he is as a player. And here's your All-NBA second team and All-NBA third team. All-NBA's first team. Ahmed Thompson still making that. So yeah, again, his defense is way too good to care about the 3-point shot too much. So player stats. We had 26 from Durant, 23 from Ahmed Thompson with 9 and 8. You had 19 from Şengün. 14 from Whitmore, 12 from Tari Eason, 10 from Jabari, 7 from Ryan Rollins, 5 from Wiggins, and 5 from Robert Williams. So we made it to the conference finals last year, and of course we get to play the team that beat us last year in round 1, so that's going to be fun. Okay, well, I guess we're up for the challenge. We're going to be tested very early, so if we could take down Minnesota, we could be in a good spot. So 115 to 107, 30 and 9 from Ahmed Thompson. Game 2 goes to us as well, 133 to 95, so far so good. Why couldn't we have done this last year? We literally are up 3-0 on Minnesota. Are they going to get a game on us? They do. They're going to come back, aren't they? No, we beat them 5. Okay. We take down the Timberwolves. So that was the team that beat us in the West last year. Okay, so we're on to round 2. We get San Antonio or Utah. I don't even know who I'd rather play because I know Utah has flag, but I think I would rather play the Jazz because we don't have to deal with Wemby, right? Can you give me the Jazz? Yes, okay. So I'll take that. Now, flag is still good. Don't get me wrong, but it's better than dealing with Wemby. So we got George Peterson, who's a good player too. And then Flag, who's averaging 32 in the playoffs right now, so he's balling right now. AJ Johnson, Reeves is there, AJ Mitchell. It's a good team, but I'm hoping we're better. So game 1 goes to Utah as I say that. We do even it up, 108 to 96, 26 and 25. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. Game 5 to them. Let's simcast game 6 because I would like to avoid a game 7 at all costs against Cooper Flag and the Jazz, but let's see how it's going to go. We got a lead right now. They take it back. It is very close. Hang on to it. And we're going to the conference finals again. And we do. 128 to 104. Durant with 43 in that one. Now we get to play Dallas or OKC. Now, we were able to beat both these teams last year. So feeling good about our chances regardless of who it is. It is the Thunder. Now, we have to keep in mind that the Thunder always have like these young players that just keep progressing because of their draft. They have aged bands off the bench, which definitely has me a little worried. So maybe I would have rather played the Mavericks because they're much older, obviously. But it is the Thunder, so we gotta, see what we can do against them. We beat them earlier, so let's see if we can do it again. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to us, and we will maybe win in 5. Yes, okay, we're in the finals. We get Chicago or Toronto. I don't know who I'd rather play because the Toronto Raptors are always sneaky good. But I do think I'd rather play Luka Doncic, weirdly enough. Let's see who it's gonna be though. So it is going to be Luka in the Bulls. Be careful what you wish for, maybe. Amin Thompson's averaging, oh, wow, 32 points per game in the conference finals and shot 39% from 3. Love that. Okay. So battle of the red teams here in the finals. Now they have an okay team around Luka, but I feel a lot better about my team. I think we're going to be able to match up pretty well defensively. Thompson hopefully can take Luka out of the series a little bit. Obviously, Luka is going to be still tough to stop. But game 1 goes to Chicago. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Game 4, we're up 3-1. And can we beat them in 5 and win a championship on our home floor? Let's see. Can we close this out right now? I would love to celebrate in front of the fans, but it looks like we're going to a game 6 maybe. Unless we almost came back at the end, but we're going to a game 6. So in Chicago, on the road, I don't even care about celebrating in front of the home fans anymore. I would have loved to avoid a game 7 against Luka Doncic. Dude, we might be going to a game 7 after being up 3-1. Oh, gosh. I don't like this at all. Okay, so game 7 is happening right now. We're at home at least. All right, prayers up. Game 7 in Houston. So please come out here and take care of business. It's gonna be a close game. Keep the lead. We might have to jump in here and watch this end here. Oh my gosh, this is way too close for comfort. Okay, we have the lead. Just run away with it now. Very close game. It is a 5-point game with 1:47 left on the clock. I don't want to lose personally to the Bulls right now, so I'm going to see if I can't make something happen here. I'm probably not going to, but it's worth a shot anyway. So they're going to try to inbound this. I thought they were going to go to Luka Doncic, but Amin Thompson guarding him. Jabari, there was no need to foul right there. I had Luka right where I wanted him, man, and you've just reached for no reason. So it's 120-115. We just have to come back. We're about to blow a 3-1 lead right now, dude. Okay, so we get a stop on this end, which is great. Now, the problem is I'm not the greatest player at 2K. You guys probably know that. So while I did get a stop, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take advantage on the offensive end. So I would love to just... that's not going to work either. Okay, so as you can see, my gameplay is pretty atrocious. But, okay, so we get the switch. Can I just get a foul drawn? No. Oh, gosh. Okay. Maybe, well, I don't even know if it would have mattered. So Luka's driving down. Good defense again, and unfortunately they get to put back. So 122-115. Okay, we have to start shooting threes at this point if we're going to get back in this game. So let's see if we can't get a 3 up here in just a second. I'm so bad at this game, man. So bad. Okay, although I don't think it would have mattered. We were down 5, so that's why I jumped in, because we needed a miracle if we're going to come back. So I'm going to go Durant 3, and it's slightly early. It goes in and out. So we needed that in the worst way possible. So we are going to blow a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals, which is just absolutely brutal. Not what you want to see. The Luka Doncic is going to get a foul drawn. And just like that, we got ourselves him at the free throw line, 122-115, which just sucks so badly. But I think we got to run this back. And I will see you guys at the end of next year in the playoffs again. We're probably going to lose. Well, I guess I should probably show you what happens with... Ooh, we got an extra release here. We're not dead yet. Jabari hits a 3. I don't know. We're dead. We're so dead. So, yeah, there's no point. We're just going to sit to the end of this, on this one. And I will see you guys in the next season, probably. So we did indeed run it back, as we're the 2nd seed in the West this time. A heartbreaking finals last year. Durant is averaging 29 at the age of 40. Maybe he'll be, I mean, probably unrealistic, but it is what it is. It's already happened. So we did lose Kevin Whitmore in free agency because he was asking for $35 million. So our team got a little bit worse, unfortunately, off the bench, but it is what it is. So we are the 2nd seed, and we'll see if we can make it back to the finals. So we get to play the Warriors, who have Jokic. They always seem to sign him, and they have Jalen Wells, Pajemski, JJ Andrews. So let's simulate current round against the Warriors, and if we go home in round 1, that'd be devastating. We do win. And now we get to play the Thunder, who probably have a more developed AJ. So we were able to beat them last year, and I've noticed when the Thunder get AJ, well, let me just shut up for a second, because I was going to finish the thought, but oh man, this is where it ends, isn't it? Wait, we're not dead yet. We have to win game 6 to force a game 7, but we literally had our chance to win the championship last year. And 2K said, no, thank you. You're not getting anything. And they give me... Wait a minute. And we will force a game 7. I thought we were dead. We're not dead yet. Game 7 at home in Houston. Can we beat the Thunder here to go to the conference finals again? Got a lead, but they take it back and they run with it. 120 to 112. So that is unfortunately where the video is going to end. So our chance to win the championship was last year, and we blew a 3-1 lead to Luka Doncic and the Bulls, man. Can't make it up, man. You really can't. So Milwaukee and Miami, you got the Bucks in the finals, which is interesting. So they have Jalen Green, and then RJ Barrett, Patrick Williams, Robinson, Bilal, Koulibaly, and Ronnie James, and then Utah, of course, says Cooper Flag. So the Jazz are going to go on to win it all. So Cooper Flag is your finals MVP. So unfortunately for us, like I said, we got to the finals last year, blew a 3-1 lead, and that was pretty much our chance to win a championship. So the birthday or the championship on my birthday is not happening. 2K said we're going to give you as much pain as possible instead. Hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.